Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to Inglés con Ruby. I'm your host, Ruby, and today is Friday. Ya es viernes 20 de marzo. It's the 20th of March if you're listening live. Si estáis escuchando en vivo, claro. And it's raining. Hoy es un viernes, pero está lloviendo. Así que una cosa buena y una cosa no tan buena. A good thing and a not so good thing. What are we going to do today? ¿Qué vamos a hacer hoy? We are going to learn, first we're going to do the review of the show that we did yesterday, of course. Vamos a hacer un repaso del programa que hicimos ayer. But after that, we are going to review and learn a little bit of vocabulary. We are going to do feelings and tones of voice. So we've done this before, but not exactly the same vocabulary list. So we are going to have a look at feelings and tones of voice. After that, we are going to do a little bit of grammar, and we are going to practice there plus to be. After practicing the grammar structure there plus to be, we are going to correct a common mistake, which is to take a photo of me. Bueno, en realidad, take a photo of me es lo que está bien, y take me a photo es lo que está mal. No decimos, can you take me a photo? Decimos, can you take a photo of me? And after that, last but not least, we are going to do a phrasal verb, and we are going to practice the phrasal verb to copy down. Very, very good. So that is the content of today. Let's get started with today's review. So yesterday we learned, we learned metric units, unidades de medida. And we had a look at the different words. I'm going to say one in Spanish, and then I'm going to say it in English, and we are going to review the whole thing. Bueno, primero os voy a dar unos segundos para ver si vosotros os acordáis, de cómo se decía en inglés, para los que estuvisteis ayer. Entonces, pulgada, ¿cómo se dice? Inch, very good. Pulgada is inch in English. I-N-C-H, inch, muy bien. Pie, foot, very good. Pie, foot, y en plural, feet, very, very good. Una yarda. Yard, very good. A yard, Y-A-R-D, a yard, very good. Galón, a gallon, G-A-L-L-O-N, a gallon of something. Onzas, ¿cómo se decía onzas? Ounces, very good. Ounces or an ounce, well done. Ounces or an ounce, muy bien. Libras, pounds, very good. Pounds, P-O-U-N-D-S. 7 kilos, a stone. 7 kilos es a stone. El equivalente de one stone son 7 kilos. Acre, acre, very good. Acre, A-C-R-E, acre. Milla, a mile, very good. Una milla is a mile, well done. Milla, mile, M-I-L-E. Y por último, braza, que es fathom, very good. F-A-T-H-O-M. Entonces, pulgada, inch, pie, foot. Y en plural, feet, más de uno son feet. Yarda, yard, galón, gallon. Onzas, ounces, libras, pounds. 7 kilos, a stone. Acre, acre, milla, mile. Y braza, un fathom. Very, very good. And so part of what we practiced yesterday in this vocabulary list is trying to figure out, and then how many or what something was. I'm trying to figure out what this is. Entonces, por ejemplo, si yo digo inches, quiero que digáis, I'm trying to figure out what inches are. Quiero saber qué son los inches. I'm trying to figure out what inches are. Very good. All right. Feet. I'm trying to figure out what feet are. Muy bien. I'm trying to figure out what feet are. Gallons. I'm trying to figure out what gallons are. I'm trying to figure out what gallons are. Very good. What gallons are. Y vamos a hacer ounces. I am trying to figure out what ounces are. I'm trying to figure out what ounces are. Very good. Acres. I'm trying to figure out what acres are. I'm trying to figure out what acres are. Very, very good, guys. Very good. Venga, una más. Feet. I'm trying to figure out what feet are. Muy bien. Very good, everybody. That was the vocab review that we did yesterday. Quiero también repasar la gramática, el common mistake y el phrasal verb que estuvimos viendo very, very briefly. So I'm going to say a sentence and I want you to rephrase it using mean, to mean. Yo me refería a, o mi intención era tal. Vamos a verlo. They were trying to say that they were friends. They meant that they were friends. They meant that they were friends. Very good. They meant that they were friends. I was trying to be helpful. They meant to be helpful. They meant to be helpful. Very good. He was trying to say that you should just be friends. He meant that you should just be friends. He meant that you should just be friends. Very good. She was trying to show you she loves you. She meant to show you she loves you. She meant to show you she loves you. Very good. To mean, que es me refería a o quería demostrar, ¿no? Quería señalar que. Very good. So we also practiced a common mistake, or más bien we corrected a common mistake yesterday, which was thank you for, porque muchas veces ponemos for más infinitivo y realmente hay que decir thank you for más gerundio y hay que ponerlo en el gerundio. Thank you for coming, not thank you for to come. No podemos decir eso. Alrighty, let's have a look. Yo voy a decir una frase, quiero que la reformuléis dando las gracias. Si yo digo, he helped you with the project, vosotros vais a dar las gracias. Thank you for helping me with the project. Are you ready? Let's have a look. They came to your birthday party. Thank you for coming to the birthday party. Thank you for coming to the birthday party. Very good. He called you yesterday. Thank you for calling me yesterday. Thank you for calling me yesterday. Siempre con thank you más gerundio. You prepared dinner. Thank you for preparing dinner. Thank you for preparing dinner. Very good. I am very patient. Thank you for being so patient. Thank you for being so patient. Very good. He called you last night. Thank you for calling me last night. Thank you for calling me last night. And you helped her with reservations. Thank you for helping me with reservations. Muy bien. Thank you for helping me with reservations. Very good, guys. All right, one last thing to review. Quiero repasar una cosita más. I want to review to butt in. To butt in, que es el phrasal verb que estuvimos viendo ayer. Interrumpir o meterse, to butt in. So, I want to read the text that is on page 194. Vamos a ver el texto que está en la página 194 y vamos a leer las preguntas de la 195, ¿vale? Let's have a look. A bad habit se llama mala costumbre. When Sarah was a kid, she developed the bad habit of butting in. Bad habit es, pues eso, una mala costumbre, ¿vale? Entonces, tenía la mala costumbre de interrumpir. She had the bad habit of butting in when other people were speaking. She had to butt in a lot at home because she was the youngest and no one ever paid attention to what she said. At school, Sarah's teachers were always telling her off, le regañaban. To tell someone off is regañar. La regañaban. They always used to tell her off for butting in while they were speaking, and told her that if she had something to say, she should raise her hand. Eventually, Sarah learned that butting in was a rude thing to do and stopped butting in when others were talking. After all, nobody likes it when someone butts in to their conversation. A nadie le gusta cuando alguien, pues, le interrumpe, ¿verdad? You don't like to have anyone butt into your conversations. All right, let's see if we can answer the questions. When Sarah was a kid, what was her bad habit? When Sarah was a kid, she used to butt in. When Sarah was a kid, she used to butt in. Very good. Why did she have to butt in a lot at home? ¿Por qué tenía que interrumpir tanto en casa? Why did she have to butt in at home? She had to butt in a lot at home because she was the youngest of 3 children. Era la más joven de la casa y entonces pues tenía que interrumpir. Eso nos pasa a muchos, ¿no? Why were Sarah's teachers always telling her off? Why were Sarah's teachers always telling her off? Sarah's teachers always told her off because she had the bad habit of butting in. She had the bad habit of butting in, and so she used to tell everyone off. Very good. What did Sarah eventually learn? She eventually learned that she couldn't butt in because people didn't like it. She learned that people didn't like it when she butted in and she needed to stop. Very, very good. Ayer hicimos también algunas frases, ¿vale? If you want to go through the full show, if you want to go through all of the sentences that we did yesterday to practice to butt in, or you did a little bit of the common mistake and you want to do a little bit more of it, queréis hacerlo con más detalle, you should go to yesterday's show. Ya sabéis que estamos en Spotify, we're on iVoox, We're also on the Vaughan radio app. But on Spotify, en Spotify ya sabéis que os pone cuáles son las partes que hago. ¿Vale? When I'm doing vocabulary, it tells you that I'm doing vocabulary. It is divided, the full show is divided in the sections that we do on Spotify, which is pretty cool, just in case there's one specific thing that you want to practice and not another. So, that was the review of today, everybody. That was today's review. We're going to do a bit of vocabulary, but first, you're going to listen to my colleague, Ben.
Common mistake. Spend money on. We don't say spend money in marketing. The correct form is spend money on marketing. Another example. They spent a lot of money on advertising. But you spend money in a physical place, like a shop. So I spent 10 euros in the supermarket yesterday. These small words cause big problems, and we practice them a lot. Understanding this helps professionals prepare better and feel more confident. Exactly what we work on in the Executive Master.
And that was Ben. If you want to do the Executive Master, you should call 911-335833. Si queréis hacer el máster ejecutivo en inglés profesional, llama al 911-335833. And now we are going to do today's vocabulary. Feelings and tones of voice. Sentimientos y tonos de voz. Feelings and tones of voice. That is what we are going to do now. Eso es lo que vamos a hacer ahora. Feelings and tones of voice. I'm going to give you guys a feeling and a tone of voice. And you are going to, well, repeat after me, right? Vais a repetir después de mí. And I want you guys to repeat out loud. Quiero que lo digáis en voz alta. Seguro que hay algunos que ya conocéis, algunas palabras de estas que ya conocéis, because we did do this before. Hemos hecho esta lista. Bueno, no era exactamente esta, pero muy similar. And so, I'm going to say these and some of them will ring a bell. Hay algunas que sí que os van a sonar. Let's have a look at them. Alegría. Joy, very good. Alegría, joy. Pena. Sorrow, very good. Pena. Podemos decir sadness or sorrow. También sadness está bien, ¿vale? Sadness or sorrow, very good. Regocijo. Glee, very good. Glee. G-L-E-E, glee. Desesperanza. Despair. Despair. When you feel despair. Desesperación. Desperation. Very good. Desesperación. Desperation. Sarcasmo. Sarcasm. This one is easy peasy. Sarcasmo es igual, lo decimos igual, pero sin la O. Pero hay que ponerlo como con un poquito the accent in English, right? So sarcasm, sarcasmo, sarcasm, very good. Temor, dread, pero temor que, sí, bueno, temor. Cuando temes algo, I'm dreading this. I really think this might happen and I'm dreading it. I'm to dread. Very good. Ironía. Irony. Very good. I-R-O-N-Y. Irony. Resentimiento. Resentment. To resent someone. This is not a great feeling to have, eh? Resentment. I hear resentment on her voice. Or in sería aquí más bien. I feel resentment in her voice. Resentimiento. Muy bien. Astonishment. Astonishment. Very, very good. Astonishment. Entonces tenemos alegría, joy, pena, sorrow, regocijo, glee, desesperanza, despair, desesperación, desperation, sarcasmo, sarcasm, temor, dread, ironía, irony, resentimiento, resentment y asombro, astonishment. Bueno, y esto está, this is on page 218 and 219. No, al revés, 219 and 220, I believe. Okay, and what are we going to do? We can use, for example, there was or there is so much. So much. For example, there was so much dread in his voice. Y luego a lo mejor podemos añadir un poquito de algo complicado, un poquito de dificultad y decir such or a lot of. For example, I could hear such resentment in his voice. Or I could hear a lot of resentment in his voice, por ejemplo, ¿vale? So, are you guys ready? I am going to say, por ejemplo, simplemente el temor, and you're going to say, there was so much dread in his voice. There was so much dread in his voice. Very good. O, por ejemplo, si digo alegría, her, you're going to say, there was so much joy in her voice. There was so much joy in her voice. Very good. Alrighty. So, let's go on to the next one. Sarcasmo. There was so much sarcasm in her voice. There was so much sarcasm in her voice. Había tanto sarcasmo en su voz. There was so much sarcasm in her voice. Very good. Desesperación. Ella. There was so much desperation in her voice. There was so much desperation in her voice. Very good. There was so much desperation. Or let's go for asombro. Asombro. Her as well. There was so much astonishment in her voice. There was so much astonishment in her voice. Para decir such, como lo decimos, diríamos, there was such astonishment in her voice. There was such astonishment in her voice. Very good. Despair. Esta no es buena, ¿eh? Despair. Despair. There was so much despair in her voice. There was so much despair in her voice. So much despair, desesperanza. Había tanta desesperanza en su voz. This is not something that we like, right? It really, really isn't. Okay. Resentimiento. There was so much resentment in his voice. There was so much resentment in his voice. I called him and there was so much resentment in his voice. This is not a good thing at all. Let's do one more with so much alegría. Él también. There was so much joy in his voice. There was so much joy in his voice. Very good. Había muchísima alegría. There was so much joy in his voice. Very, very good, guys. We're going to do it. We're going to do this as well, but with such. Vamos a hacerlo con such. There was such. Es como con un poco más de seriedad, como que hasta me preocupa. ¿no? Depende. There was such, ¿vale? So we're going to do that, but first we're going to go on a short break. So stay tuned, everybody, because we will be back in only 4 minutes. And we are back, everyone. We are back with Inglés con Ruby. I'm your host, Ruby, and we were doing a little bit of vocabulary when we went on a break. And now we are going to get right back into it. We were practicing feelings and tones of voice. So, sentimientos y tonos de voz, ¿vale? Que es alegría, joy, pena, sorrow, regocijo, glee, desesperanza, despair, desesperación, desperation, sarcasmo, sarcasm, temor, dread, ironía, irony, resentimiento, resentment y asombro, astonishment. And we did an activity in which we were practicing how to say había tanta alegría en su voz, ¿no? But we are going to practice. There was such in his voice. There was such. Vamos a hacer lo mismo, pero con such, ¿vale? ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre there was so much resentment? There was such resentment. A mí me da la sensación de que cuando usamos such, aunque el significado es el mismo, it's the same, pero cuando usamos such es como que me parece serio, real. There was such resentment in his voice. Era como hasta exagerado, ¿no? And so we are going to practice it with this. Yo voy a decir el temor y vais a decir there was such dread in his voice. ¿Ok? Vamos allá. Sarcasmo, ella. There was such sarcasm in her voice. There was such sarcasm in her voice. Muy bien. Desesperación, ella. There was such desperation in her voice. There was such desperation in her voice. Very good. Asombro. Asombro. There was such astonishment, ella también, in her voice. There was such astonishment in her voice. Very good. Pena, ella también. There was such sorrow in her voice. There was such sorrow in her voice. Regocijo, regocijo. There was such glee in his voice. There was such glee in his voice. Very good. Ironía, él. There was such irony in his voice. There was such irony in his voice. Very good. Resentimiento, ella. That there was such resentment in her voice. There was such resentment in her voice. Very good. Alegría, él. There was such joy in his voice. There was such joy in his voice. Very good. And last one, desesperanza, ella también. Oh, there was such despair in her voice. There was such despair in her voice. Very good. Esto lo tenéis, antes he dicho 18, página 19, 219 y 220, y no es así, está mal, es la página 218 y 219, ¿ok? Page 218 and 219, alrighty guys? That is the page in which you can find it, en la página 218 y 219 de, ya sabéis, el tercer libro de vocabulario en inglés, que es el rojo. El primer libro que yo hice cuando empecé el programa en el 2023 ya fue Essential English, el morado, negro y morado. Essential English for Everyday English. Luego hicimos el vocabulario en inglés 1. After that, we did vocabulario en inglés 2. And lastly, the third one or fourth one, which is this one, is vocabulario en inglés 3. For those of you who like the show and want to follow, if you want to follow all of the books that I have done, y si por ejemplo sois de los que soléis escuchar por podcast, pero elegís un podcast random, un podcast al azar, porque no sabéis qué hago en cada uno de ellos, you can tell me, guys, or call the Vaughan shop and they will ask me to send you an email. I will send you an email telling you which dates I have done which books and you can follow along. Entonces podéis así comprar el libro que esté haciendo en el momento en el cual tú quieres hacer, así puedes hacer un seguimiento de los programas que he hecho junto con el libro y así ya no tienes que escoger al azar y puedes ir día a día con el libro que te hayas comprado y los programas, ¿vale? That you can find on the Vaughan Radio app, on iVoox or on Spotify. Alrighty guys, now that was the vocab, which means the next thing that we're gonna do is today's grammar. There plus to be, there plus to be. Por ejemplo, hay dos ordenadores encima de la mesa. There are two computers on top of the table. There are two computers on top of the table, encima de la mesa. Muy bien. Por ejemplo, hay 5 sillas en este aula. There are 5 chairs in this classroom. ¿Vale? Entonces, what am I going to do? I am going to give you a number, a noun, and I'm going to say, pues por ejemplo, 5 birds, the tree. And you're going to say, there are 5 birds in the tree. There are 5 birds in the tree. O por ejemplo, 8 players, the soccer field. Soccer es fútbol, ¿vale? En inglés americano, el fútbol es el fútbol americano en España y soccer es el fútbol normal. A lo que yo llamo el fútbol normal, que es el fútbol pues europeo, ¿no? European football. So, ¿qué es? Que en español también se dice balompié, ¿no? ¿O no?
Sí, bueno, no es muy común, pero sí.
pero...
Hay algún equipo que se llama, de hecho, así.
Claro, Real no sé qué de balompié o algo de eso, ¿no?
Eso es.
There we go. So, and, pues es la traducción literal. Football, foot, pie, ball, pelota. Entonces, pues balompié o balompié, right? Okay, let's have a look. 8 players, the soccer field. Vamos a decir football field. There are 8 players on the football field. They are on it, not in it, because it's impossible to be in it. You are on it. There are 8 players on the football field. There are 8 players on the football field. Very good. 20 students, the library, ayer. 20 students to the library. Y esto ayer. There were 20 students in the library yesterday. There were 20 students in the library yesterday. Very good. 2 sandwiches, the fridge. There are 2 sandwiches in the fridge. There are 2 sandwiches in the fridge. Very good. 50 chairs, the hall for the event, para el evento. There are 50 chairs in the hall for the event. ¿Por qué he dicho en y no on? Pues porque ¿cómo voy a decir on the hall? Si hall no es solo el suelo, es todo el concepto, ¿no? And so I have to say in because the chairs are really in the hall, right? 50 chairs, the hall for the event. There are 50 chairs in the hall for the event. 7 cats at the shelter last month. El mes pasado. There were 7 cats in the shelter last month. Vamos a ponerlo en pregunta. Were there 7 cats in the shelter last month? Were there 7 cats in the shelter last month? Very good. 30 guests, the wedding. There are 30 guests at the wedding. And, y en el pasado, ¿cómo lo diríamos? There were 30 guests at the wedding. There were 30 guests at the wedding. Very good. 9 members, our club. There are 9 members in our club. En el pasado, there were 9 members in our club. There were 9 members in our club. Very good. 6 botellas de agua, 6 bottles of water, the table. There are 6 bottles of water on the table. ¿Y en pasado? There were 6 bottles of water on the table. Oye, ¿y en pregunta? Were there 6 bottles of water on the table? Were there 6 bottles of water on the table? Very good. 6 dinner last night. 6. Vamos a decir, éramos 6, digamos. There were 6 of us at dinner last night. Were there 6 of us at dinner last night? Were there 6 of us at dinner last night? Very good. 100 people concert last Saturday. There were 100 people at the concert last Saturday. There were 100 people at the concert last Saturday. Vamos a ponerlo en pregunta. Were there 100 people at the concert last Saturday? Yes, there were 100 people at the concert last Saturday. El pasado sábado. There were. There plus to be. Well done, guys. Very good. That was the grammar. Now we are going to move on to today's common mistake. Can you take me a photo? Está mal. ¿Por qué lo traducimos así? ¿Por qué lo decimos así? Porque en inglés, o sea, en español se dice, ¿me puedes hacer una foto? O puedes hacerme una foto. Bueno, pues eso, puedes hacerme la foto y entonces cuando lo traducimos literalmente acabamos diciendo, can you take me a photo? De hecho, he escuchado, can you make me a photo? And that really sounds like you just want to literally from scratch make a picture, which is impossible. So Can you take a photo of me? Una foto de mí. ¿Puedes hacer una foto de mí, de él, de ella? ¿Nos puedes hacer una foto? En inglés sería Can you take a photo of us? Nos puedes hacer Can you take a photo of us? ¿La puedes hacer una foto a ella? Can you take a photo of her? Of me? Of. Take a photo of or picture. Podemos decir picture también. To take a picture of and take a photo of. ¿Vale? So, I am going to say a sentence in Spanish. Vamos a ver si la podemos traducir, ¿vale? Entonces, acordaos que para preguntar, ¿me haces una foto? Tenemos que decir, Can you take a photo of me? Of, ¿vale? Podemos decir photo o podemos decir picture, lo que queráis. Podemos decir picture si queréis. Es lo mismo, ¿vale? ¿Me puedes hacer una foto? Can you take a photo of me? Can you take a photo of me? ¿Te puedo hacer una foto? Can I take a photo of you? Can I take a photo of you? Very good. ¿Nos puede hacer una foto, por favor? ¿Nos puede hacer una foto, por favor? Can you take a photo of us? Can you take a photo of us? Very good. ¿Me estás haciendo una foto? Are you taking a photo of me? Are you taking a photo of me? Pídele a ese tío que nos haga una foto. ¿Cómo es ese tío en inglés, David?
I guess you can say that guy or
Yeah,
that lad.
that lad. Muy bien. Lad is very British. You don't say that in the States. In the States you'd say that guy. En Inglaterra también puedes decir that guy, o bueno, en the UK. Pero 100% lad sería británico. And do you know what the feminine version of lad is?
Será lady, ¿no?
No,
I don't know.
lass.
Lass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Y en plural lasses. Pero es del sur de Inglaterra. Only. Otherwise, yeah. So lads and lass and lasses. Lad, lads, lass and lasses. All right. Para esto, dile a ese tío o pídele a ese tío que nos haga una foto. Decimos, ask that guy to take a photo of us. En Estados Unidos también usan mucho el dude y puedes decir, ask that dude to take a picture of us.
Or man.
Or man, pero eso ya sería ese hombre, ¿no? Entonces, para traducir el coloquialismo, digamos, de tío, dile a ese tío, right? It would be ask that guy, ask that dude, ask that lad, como bien ha dicho David, pero es tío, es como para decirlo en forma coloquial. Cuando decimos ese hombre, pues sí, es un poco más formal y podemos decir that man, ¿verdad? Alright, pidámosle a esa chica que nos haga una foto. Let's ask that girl to take a picture of us. Let's ask that girl to take a picture of us or photo of us. Let's ask that girl to take a photo of us. Muy bien. No hablo italiano. ¿Puedes pedirles que nos hagan una foto a nosotros? I don't speak Italian. Can you ask them to take a photo of us? Can you ask them to take a photo of us? Hazme una foto delante del Big Ben. Take a photo of me. ¿Cómo lo diríamos delante del Big Ben? Podemos decir, take a photo of me in front of the Big Ben. O podemos decir, take a photo of me standing next to the Big Ben, standing in front of the Big Ben. ¿Vale? Usamos el standing. It's not necessary, but a lot of people do. Te haré una foto al lado del guardia real. I'll take a photo of you standing next to the Queen's Guard. El guardia real, in English, we call it the Queen's Guard, or now it would be the King's Guard. At the time that we created this activity, and it's always been the Queen's Guard, no? And they still call it the Queen's Guard, but the Queen passed away, and now her son, King Charles, is the one who took over the throne. And so really it would be, te haré la foto al lado, I'll take a photo of you standing next to the King's Guard, but still. And last one, ¿me puedes hacer una foto al lado del guardia real? O sea, esta es una pregunta ya, ¿me puedes hacer? Can you take a photo of me standing next to the King's Guard, or Queen's or King's Guard? Can you take a photo of me standing next to the Queen's Guard? Standing is estar de pie. We know that, right? Standing. So to take a picture or to take a photo of, well done, guys. No decimos to make a picture y no decimos to make me a picture. Mucho menos. Eso está mal. To take a picture or a photo of, okay? Very, very, very good, everybody. That was today's common mistake. It's now time to do today's phrasal verb. Sí, de María Jesús. To copy down, copiar. That's fine. To copy down, copiar. We are going to practice to copy down. ¿Qué es copiar algo? Escribir algo. Take note of something. O sea, copy down puede ser lo mismo que to take note. Okay? Take note of something or copy something down or copy down something. ¿Vale? Take note of también es un phrasal verb. Okay? We can also, maybe one day we'll do it. Alrighty, página 122 y 123 to copy down. I am going to say a sentence in Spanish and you're going to translate it. Ya sabéis que cuando el phrasal verb es separable y el complemento directo es un sustantivo, tenemos que colocarlo entre el verbo y la preposición o después de la preposición, pero cuando, bueno, está relacionado con el complemento directo, por muy larga que sea la frase, tenemos que incluir antes la preposición. Copy the words down, copy all the words down, copy all the English words down, copy all the English words that are on the paper down. ¿Vale? Hay que ponerlo entre el verbo y la preposición. Let's have a look at it. Copia todos los nombres. Copy all the names down. Copy all the names down. Podemos decir copy down all the names, pero si queremos separarlo tenemos que decirlo todo antes de la palabra down. O sea que copy all the names down. Cópialos en ese cuaderno. Cópialos. Entonces es copy them down into the notebook. Copy them down into the notebook. Cópialo en esta hoja de papel. Copy it down onto this piece of paper. ¿Lo has copiado todo? Did you copy everything down? Did you copy everything down? Lo copié todo, palabra por palabra. I copied it all down, word for word. I copied it all down, word for word. No olvides dónde lo copiaste. Don't forget where you copied it down. Don't forget where you copied it down. No te olvides de dónde. Copied it down. ¿Por qué él no copió el número de teléfono? Why didn't he copy down the phone number? Why didn't he copy down the phone number? Si queremos decirlo todo, why didn't he copy the phone number down? Why didn't he copy the phone number down? Lo copió mal. He copied it down wrong. He copied it down wrong. Copia esta matrícula. Copy the license plate down. Copy the number plate down. Or copy down the number plate. License plate o number plate es lo mismo, ¿vale? So, copy the license plate down. Vamos a por la última. Copia las respuestas deprisa. Copy down the answers quickly. Or copy the answers down y luego quickly porque es un adjetivo. Copy the answers down quickly. Very, very good. Copy it down quickly. So guys, that was today's show. We've done quite a bit. I will see you again on Monday. But before I go, I want to remind you that Vaughan Radio Trivia Night is the next 7th of April with Julia Linares at 8 p.m. in Toast Tap Room Malasaña in Calle San Vicente Ferrer 33. And guys, have an amazing weekend and remember to stay curious and keep shining. Bye-bye.